Hey Narwhals, I'm your host Luke Narwhal, and welcome back to another weight loss video. Hope you enjoy. How do I stop ruining a whole day the last 2 hours? I've been trying to lose weight for years. Sometimes I'll get 10 pounds down, but gain it back. Now I'm the heaviest I've ever been at 190 pounds. I'm 5'4". Right now, I'm doing about 1640 calories a day, just trying to give myself a realistic deficit. I will make good choices all day, and even have an extra 200 calories at the end of the day for a dessert or a drink. However, after that one planned treat, I will make popcorn with chocolate chips, have an extra drink, and have this want to snack and treat myself with a drink at night after saying no all day, and I give in and end up at 2000 to 2200 calories for the day. I don't feel like I'm depriving myself throughout the day with diet foods. I eat what sounds good and I'm not overly hungry at night. But this nighttime sabotage is a habit I just can't kick, and where 90% of my overeats are. I would really greatly appreciate any advice on how to finish the day strong. Complete the stress cycle. You get stressed out throughout the day, and the body completes the stress cycle for you by eating. 6 ways to complete the stress cycle: physical activity, creativity, laughing, crying, physical affection, and deep breathing. And do that, and you won't subconsciously and spontaneously inhale food. This seems like something you've read about. Care to recommend the book? Burnout by Nagoski. Highly recommended. Lots of good tips here already, but something I haven't seen yet is, when do you eat dinner? If your last meal is at 6 or 7, but you go to bed at 12 or 1, that's a long time without food. It can make it difficult to stay off the snacks. An alternative is to have a dinner an hour or 2 later, not too close to bed of course. Eating dinner at 8 or 9 might make it so that you don't feel that you need that extra snack later in the night, and it may help you. It's all very personal though, so I'd say experiment a bit and try new things for a week or so. I recommend trying things for at least a week so you don't get the "I feel hungry because I normally eat at this time," but actually notice if it's working for you or if it's too long in between meals. Good luck, you can do it. I make tea while cleaning the kitchen, and then just don't eat anymore. Just tea or water. I'll take a bath or go for a walk or go to bed, so I'm not even near the kitchen. I found that once I adjusted to not eating after dinner, the urge really went away. Edit, hey, just to add to my comment, I still eat treats and dessert, but I will eat them with lunch or with a cup of coffee or tea in the afternoon. Maybe that would work for you too. Biggest advice I can give that helped me: drag your butt on a long walk during the time that you normally end up snacking, or anything else that you can get into that will substitute for eating. Anything that you want to eat late at night, and give yourself permission to have it for breakfast. Straight up give yourself permission to have cheese with strawberries and chocolate popcorn and a friggin' Bailey's for breakfast. Make an elaborate menu or plan for whatever breakfast you want, and mean it. Declare to yourself that you are allowed to have all that you want to eat without judgment or regret. The answer to the cravings is yes, after you go to sleep and wake up, but yes. It's not that you can't have all these things that you want to eat. It's that you have to take a long nap first. It's not no, it's after you sleep, and that doesn't seem oppressive at all. I'm not saying you have to run 30 miles before you can have chocolate. You can literally just binge YouTube videos or whatever on your phone until you sleep, wake up, and then you get to eat. And you know what that second one does? It lets you escape the hormonal landscape that exists late at night without it going into full tantrum mode, because you're not telling it no, you're just procrastinating. And through procrastinating, you now get to present those food requests to your rational morning self with a completely different hormonal landscape. 100% of the time, I go to bed convinced I'm having a strawberry Nutella waffles for breakfast with a sausage and cheese omelet, because I genuinely mean it that I get whatever I want for breakfast. But I end up waking up thinking, A, I'm not even that hungry. I can just do my normal coffee with milk. So glad I didn't eat all that crap last night. Now it doesn't even seem worth the calories. I still get what I genuinely want for breakfast. It's just in the morning, the thing I genuinely want is to make the good choices. So, apart from just physically removing yourself from the temptation via walking, it's about hiding no as a yes, but just in a minute, and then understanding that hormones and day and night circadian rhythms impact appetite and willpower a shocking amount. I struggle with this exact problem. For me, I know that it's my coping mechanism to deal with stress, hardships, and emotions from the day, or the feelings I haven't been able to deal with during the day because I'm busy. A few things have helped me, but I'm still working on it too. A long, luxurious bath almost always comforts me enough to not reach for snacks afterwards. After the bath, I brush and floss my teeth really well, and that helps. Or I'll plan to do something I really love in the evening, like painting, drawing, or even texting or talking with a best friend, and it seems to help. For a while, I tried intermittent fasting where I was done eating at 6 p.m., and that helped for a while. I'm down 30 pounds this year, but have about 25 to go, and it's the later day snacking that's stalling me. I think it's about finding something comforting and loving to replace the snacking with. Your calorie target seems appropriate for your height. I'm also a nighttime eater, and I usually give myself 300 to 600 calories after dinner. I call this hacking my eating habits. In order to do this, I set myself up with the following. Light, late breakfast. Breakfast is eaten at 9 a.m. and is around 175 to 350 calories. Anything from a yogurt, fruit, coffee to a bacon, egg, and cheese, controlling the high-calorie items of butter and bacon with measurements and scale. Late dinners. For me, dinner is usually around 8 p.m. and is around 400 to 700 calories. Lunches, I eat whenever, usually between 2 to 5, but they're 300 to 600 calories, towards the higher end of that range most days now that I'm in maintenance. All this said, I and you still have to make changes to the nighttime habits. I used to house half to a whole box of Honey Nut Cheerios after dinner, then eat ice cream, and then have a couple craft beers. I still snack after dinner, but it's air-popped popcorn, no chocolate chips, but I do dress it with some low-cal spray on butter, salt, and sometimes some kettle corn powder or other popcorn seasoning. Not the best in terms of nutrition, but not very high calorie. I end most nights with a Greek yogurt bar instead of an ice cream sundae. 100 calories instead of 500 makes a massive difference given enough time. Shifting meals to later worked for me, and slowly I'm starting to dial back my after-dinner indulgences and add food more consistently throughout the day. When I was losing, structuring my day to support my propensity to eat after dinner was a huge shift. If you're a nighttime eater, that's okay. You do need to firm up on those after-dinner habits, but later meals, and especially a light breakfast, have been my secret weapons throughout. Good luck. I personally don't eat after dinner. It's not ever a question for me. I have a hard candy 15 minutes after dinner if I'm itching and if it's before 7 p.m., but that's rare. Brushing teeth 15 minutes after dinner is another option. If I'm hungry when I go to sleep and I think my stomach is actually getting upset, then sometimes I have a lemon-lime Alka-Seltzer or a plain soda cracker. But I don't really get hungry at bedtime anymore. It feels good to not feel full, and then I look forward to falling asleep and breakfast will come soon enough. I've heard that eating foods with sweetener in it can cause that effect, and personally, I have the trigger foods that I just don't buy, because I know there's something in them that makes me not be able to stop, or go seeking out something else. Maybe try snacking on something that is more satiating, or, as boring as it sounds, a fruit. I found that fruit like pineapple or strawberries satisfies my sweet craving and fills me up, so I don't even feel like self-sabotaging. Another tip is to prepare for this by only buying lower calorie snacks, so if you do slip up, you're not causing too much damage. You could try giving up your planned treat for a week. It seems that might be the opening for undoing your progress all day. If you just tell yourself for 1 week you can't have anything after dinner, it might help you be more disciplined and break the habit so that you can reintroduce your treat and stay disciplined. This is me. I do so much better with just plain not eating after supper. The dishes are done, and anything that I start, even like strawberries, ends badly, so I plain don't start. I also used to get like this, but it got better with more protein during the day. I'm at 120 grams of protein a day, and I find that's the sweet spot. Wake up earlier. I used to do the same thing. At 10 p.m. and after is when I was making the most destructive decisions. One drink would turn into four, a snack would turn into a bag of chips, an episode of Netflix turned into looking down at the clock and realizing it was almost 1 a.m. So I wake up at 5 a.m. to 5:30 now, and immediately work out, shower, eat a balanced breakfast, do some meal prep, and I read until I have to go to work. Then, when I get off work, I am exhausted, just like I normally am, but I already exercised and read. I can relax, but by 9:30 to 10 p.m., I'm ready to start getting in bed. I essentially swapped 2 most destructive hours of my day for the 2 most productive. And that brings us to the end of the video, Narwhals. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, please tap subscribe to join our awesome community, the Narwhals, and for more weight loss stories that help you stay on track. And here's our featured Narwhal of the day. 85 pounds down, 58 to go. I feel like a new person.